Look, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and we are going to talk about one of the best kept secrets in supersizing and growing our business. One of the best kept secrets in creating the life that we want. And it is to count your blessings. Our idiom, our expression for supersize your business today is to count your blessings. How do you count your blessings, and what does that have to do with growing and building and creating the business that you want here on planet Earth? Well, it has a lot to do with it. This is one of those idioms and expressions that actually goes back to the Bible, and who really knows when. There's some anecdotal evidence that seems to I guess prove that it has Jewish origin. There was an old ancient tradition where Jewish people would go around and they would try to get 100 blessings throughout their day. And so to keep track of where they were at with respect to that goal, they would count their blessings throughout the day. So what does it mean to count your blessings? It means to make a special effort to appreciate, be grateful for, be thankful for, pay attention to, at least acknowledge the good things that happen in our life. And that includes the good things that happen in our business. During times like this last, year and a half, 2 years, with the pandemic and all the craziness politically, at least here in the United States, and all of the stuff that's just been going on, sometimes it's easy to focus on the things that aren't right, that aren't working in our business, versus the things that are. And of course, the things that aren't working, the problems, are what get our attention. But we want to flip to solving those problems as quickly as possible in order to keep moving forward, moving toward the things that we want. And we do that by paying attention to what is working, paying attention to our strengths, building on our strengths. There's this belief, I think it probably comes from school, at least here in America, when we're growing up, that every mistake we make is pointed out. Our parents, you go through that phase when you're learning how to do things and our parents are trying to keep us safe. I'm seeing this with my granddaughter now. No, 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 no. And you hear no so many times that you focus on the things that aren't right, the things that aren't working, the things that are wrong with our lives. And we need to actually flip that switch and do just the opposite. We need to focus on what is good in our life, what is working. Today is actually the anniversary of my sudden cardiac arrest. I call it my death day, which drives certain members of my family nuts, and there's other members of my family that appreciate it and celebrate it with me. But most people, we all celebrate our birthday, the day we're born. And I personally, I'm okay on my birthday, but I really pay attention to, and I'm very grateful for this day in 2010. In 2010, September 7th, it was actually a Tuesday, I had a sudden cardiac arrest and passed away. Now, obviously it didn't stick. I happened to have gone down in a place where the bartender knew CPR. Now, I wasn't hanging out in a bar, but that's a story for another day. And there was an EMT having dinner for his anniversary across the street when the call went out that I was in distress, the 911 call. So he ran across the street and helped to resuscitate me as well. And everything just fell into place to make sure that I didn't stay dead. Now, I was in a coma for a while, and that is another story for another day, but obviously have made a full recovery, and it gave me pause to change absolutely everything in my life. And one of those things was to, instead of focusing on and paying attention to everything that was wrong, everything that wasn't going right, everything that wasn't perfect, was to actually pay attention to and focus on the things that are good and great. Because in all of our lives, there's always things to be grateful for. If we're breathing, that's a thing to be grateful for. If we woke up this morning, that is a thing to be grateful for. If we have coffee, caramel coffee, in a cute puppy dog mug, that's something to be grateful for. If we have friends and family and people around us. But you decide what success and what you want to be grateful for. My question for you today is, do you have some sort of gratitude practice? I used to keep a gratitude journal. For years and years, I kept a gratitude journal. And then I realized that it was a powerful tool for me, but I kind of evolved and morphed into, now I just appreciate and am grateful for things all the time. I still, first thing in the morning and when I go to bed at night, think of things I'm grateful for. But I also, throughout the day now, just automatically look for beautiful things. Look for things that make me smile. Look for things that I'm grateful for. Look for people and experiences that are positive and make me feel good, and focus on them versus the ones that aren't working, the things that aren't working. So do you have some kind of a way to consciously acknowledge the good things that are happening in your business. Even during COVID-19, there were a lot of good things that happened in my business. And it would be easy to focus on the things that didn't work anymore or that were broken and just stay there and you know, kind of be a victim like millions and millions of other people. Or we can look at, well, okay, that doesn't work anymore. So what else is possible? What could work to continue to move forward toward our goals and objectives of growing and supersizing our business in a time when other businesses are freezing, other business owners are paralyzed and not knowing what to do. It actually gives us a competitive advantage when we know that we can keep moving no matter what's going on around us. So I looked up a bunch of proverbs that have something to do with gratitude, because I think gratitude is important, and found a quick list of 8. Now some of these, of course, we've covered in the Supersize Your Business idiom, since we've done well over 1,000 now, and there's been repeats intentionally when I do a theme. Sometimes, you know, some of the biggest challenges, or the biggest idioms with respect to that particular theme are something that we've covered before. So I'm not going to leave it out and just say, oh, we've covered that before, because chances are you haven't heard it before. Not very many people have listened to 1,000 idioms from me. So of course, count your blessings is at the top of that list. Gratitude, and there's some I've never even heard of, so I will probably down the road do a themed gratitude idiom singing. How do we tie that into our business? Because believe it or not, it does work. I need a magnifying glass so I can pop these off quickly, and then we'll talk about what we want to do to incorporate this into our business right now if you're not doing it already. Gratitude is the sign of a noble soul. He that is hard to please may get nothing in the end. There's a cautionary tale. It's the little things that count. Love that one. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Definitely covered that one at least once, maybe twice before. Never take anything for granted. Really good one, because guess what? Today, we're here, and we're awake, and we're trucking along, but in the blink of an eye, we could be gone. I learned that on this exact day. Thanks costs nothing. Being thankful and grateful doesn't cost us anything. Boy, that's something to think about and ponder today. And then finally, the grass is always greener on the other side of the road. So how can you apply this and use this in your business? I've been in businesses where they actually, at the beginning of every staff meeting, depending on the leader, will talk about their successes, talk about their wins, or talk about things that they're grateful for. They'll actually pay one another compliments or thank one another for help on different projects and things. You could do that. You could just have your own. I used to keep a book. We used to keep a success journal and a gratitude journal for my departments, and everybody in the department could at any time go and write something in that book. Now, it had to be positive. It had to be something that was complimentary towards somebody else, or something that you really appreciate. But so many places that I've worked in, and I've used it too, have a running book of what's going on in the department, what's going on with the team. And this was just a kind of a takeoff on that, to focus on really things that we are grateful for and things that we appreciate. So get creative around this. Share in the comments below, how do you count your blessings, so that we can learn from one another. That's it. Go out, have an absolutely awesome day. It's also my niece's birthday today, so we're going to have a little birthday celebration. I noticed that there's a present on the table for me, which makes me very delighted and happy that I'm not the only one that celebrates my death day. Go out and make it an amazing day, and I'll of course see you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how might you use it in your business, and maybe even in your life today? Have a great day.